ever heard disappeared for decades and then suddenly reappeared? Not in a movie, not in a novel, but in real life. This is the story of Flight 914. A flight that took off in 1955 and landed 37 years later. March 9th, 1955. New York City, LaGuardia Airport. It was a routine morning. Flight 914, a Douglas DC-4 airliner, was preparing for departure. Its destination, Miami, Florida. On board were 57 passengers and 4 crew members, families, businessmen, tourists, all excited for their sunny trip. The aircraft took off without issue. Weather reports were clear. The skies were calm. But somewhere during the flight, the plane vanished. No distress call, no radar signals, no explosions. 1 minute it was flying smoothly, the next, gone. Military and civilian search operations were launched instantly. The coastline, the ocean, every possible location was scanned. But not a single piece of wreckage was found. No oil spill, no emergency message. Nothing. Eventually, the authorities gave up. The incident was recorded as one of aviation's unsolved disappearances. Families grieved, and the world moved on. Until 1992, May 21st, Caracas, Venezuela. Air traffic controller Juan de la Corte was monitoring routine flights when a sudden blip appeared on radar. An unidentified aircraft had entered Venezuelan airspace without prior notice. The radio crackled. This is Pan Am Flight 914, requesting permission to land. Estimated arrival, Miami International Airport. Juan stared at the radar in disbelief. Pan Am, Flight 914. That flight was declared lost 37 years ago, he responded immediately. Please confirm your flight number and origin. The pilot's voice replied calmly. This is Flight 914, departed New York at 9:55 a.m., March 9th, 1955. Everyone in the control tower froze. The controller relayed updated coordinates and allowed the aircraft to land. As the plane approached, its design looked outdated. A 1950s model, DC-4. Old logo, old paint. But it looked new, untouched by time. The aircraft landed smoothly. Ground crew and security teams rushed to the scene. As they neared the plane, they noticed something even more shocking. The passengers were visible through the windows. Children, families, elderly couples, all dressed in 1950s clothing, confused, frightened, staring out as if they had no idea where they were. The pilot opened the cockpit window and shouted to the ground crew, "Where are we? This isn't Miami." The officer replied, "Sir, what year do you think this is?" The pilot hesitated. "It's 1955, isn't it?" When told that it was 1992, he looked terrified. He quickly closed the cockpit window, started the engines, and within seconds, the plane took off again, without clearance. Everyone watched in shock as the aircraft disappeared into the sky and off the radar. Gone again. Forever. Authorities launched an immediate investigation. The radar logs were real. The air traffic audio was real. Several ground staff had seen the plane, spoken to the pilot, even waved to the children inside. But there was no trace of the plane afterward. No crash, no signals, no passengers. And then came the twist. An old man named Victor Martinez, a retired journalist, published a report with images. He claimed to have witnessed the event from inside the airport, and even had a photocopy of the pilot's logbook, dropped during the encounter. It showed Flight 914, March 9th, 1955. Time of departure, 9:55 a.m. Time of arrival. Many dismissed the story as fiction, but the evidence, the radar logs, and eyewitness reports remained unanswered. The biggest question: where was the plane for 37 years? If it had crashed, it wouldn't have reappeared. If it had landed somewhere else, why had no one reported it? If it was real, did time stand still for them? Passengers on board didn't seem to have aged. They were still wearing the same clothes. The children hadn't grown up. It was as if not a single minute had passed inside the plane. Scientists, theorists, and conspiracy researchers offered dozens of explanations. Some blamed a wormhole. Others believed it was a secret government experiment. And some thought it was a portal, a rip in time. But no one could prove anything. To this day, the mystery of Flight 914 remains unsolved. There are no confirmed records of its reappearance. No wreckage, no debris, no survivors ever came forward. Just eyewitness accounts, radar data, and a story too strange to be made up, yet too unbelievable to be accepted. Was Flight 914 lost in time? Was it an illusion? Or was it something far beyond our understanding? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: the sky holds more secrets than we can imagine. And sometimes, the past finds its way back. Do you think Flight 914 was a real time slip, or a carefully hidden truth? Comment below, because your answer might just uncover what others have missed.